This was the one destined to stop me.
How about you spare me the chit-chat?
I'm going to take your
chit-chat.
in this
Chitty chat-chat.
In-
Chat-chat-chat.
in this
Chit-chat.
DreamWorks Kung Fu Panda 3.
Hello, I'm Chris Wing and welcome to The Critique. On today's episode, I'll be reviewing the latest adventure with Po and the Furious Five in DreamWorks Animation's Kung Fu Panda 3. This time around, the team's teacher, Master Shifu, announces that he is stepping down from his position and selects Po to take over. Following a disastrous first lesson, Po returns to his father's noodle shop to find a panda named Li Shan, who is quickly found out to be Po's biological father. The two bond immediately, but their father-son time is disrupted when the team hears of a spirit warrior named Kai. His quest to defeat him sees Po travel with his father to a secret panda village where he must learn how to live their way of life. As this is a sequel, I feel I should start by summarising my thoughts on the previous films. The first one rose above its daft premise to deliver a great blend of humour, heart and action with sophisticated storytelling that gave viewers of all ages a fun time while also remembering to take them seriously. The second film, in my opinion, was near flawless, taking all the qualities of its predecessor and stepping them up a notch, while adding some strong dramatic beats to the mix as well. With this latest instalment, DreamWorks makes it a trilogy of winning films, but having said that, this one is honestly my least favourite in the series. Once again, Jack Black is terrific as Po, becoming one with his lovable character as he brings more wide-eyed innocence, energy and enthusiasm to his performance, while newcomer Bryan Cranston is perfectly cast as Li Shan. He may be best known nowadays for his Emmy Award-winning portrayal of Walter White, but his earlier experience from Malcolm in the Middle showed that he has great comedic skill and timing as well, and both are utilised here superbly. James Hong gets an expanded role in this film as Po's adoptive father, and also delivers a brilliant performance alongside his co-stars. Meanwhile, Dustin Hoffman, Angelina Jolie, Jackie Chan, Seth Rogen, David Cross and Lucy Liu all reprise their roles as Master Shifu and the Furious Five respectively. In a repeated issue that I've had with the entire series though, the team may fight strongly together in combat, but despite the big star names attached, individual screen time and contributions to the story are extremely lacking, and characterization almost non-existent. Throughout the series they have felt less like a group of fearless warriors and more like one fearless warrior and her sidekicks, as Jolie's Tigress is the only one that has really had any substantial character development or progression. Hoffman's inclusion disappoints in much the same way. He plays such a pivotal and central role in the original film, but has felt like little more than an afterthought in the sequels. Also new to the cast is J.K. Simmons as the film's villain Kai, a supernatural antagonist who seeks to take over China by stealing the chi from former Kung Fu masters, turning them into his own army of powerful jade statues. Simmons is an exceptional talent, and his Oscar-winning performance in Whiplash proved that he can play a ferocious character with remarkable expertise, which surely makes him a perfect fit for a villainous role. However, the movie falls a bit flat in this aspect. It isn't Simmons' fault, as he definitely turns in a very solid performance, but it constantly feels like the script and direction is holding him back. Kai is a power-hungry monster, and unfortunately, that's about it. There's not much in the way of depth or uniqueness to him, which consequently doesn't give Simmons a vast amount to work with, nor does it ever allow him to really be that intimidating. Taking the series to its next logical step, this third film, like its predecessors, is peppered with humorous sight gags and fast-moving action sequences, while the Panda Village also allows for some great world building, and the exploration into Chinese culture and martial arts techniques, philosophies and disciplines are wonderfully handled with care and faithfulness. Following on from the cliffhanger conclusion of the second installment, the movie feels like a natural next chapter in a not yet complete story that continues to give its characters growth and progress on the journey it takes them on. This effectively makes Kung Fu Panda 3 a cut above several other sequels, as it always feels like it has a genuine reason to exist rather than simply serve as an unnecessary cash grab. As entertaining as the film is though, it never accelerates into second gear, and feels more content with playing it safe and conventional rather than taking any risks. Just like the previous films, however, the animation here is top-notch. The lushly detailed computer-generated backgrounds and character textures have continuously made this series a marvellous visual spectacle, while the occasional hand-drawn sequences are an equally gorgeous sight to behold. Although I'm not particularly keen on 3D, I remember seeing the second movie in that format and just being blown away by it, so as a result I made sure to see this one in the same way. While I didn't find it quite as impressive, the amount of pop and depth and the enhancements they made to the image still make it worth paying that little extra for the 3D presentation. While Kung Fu Panda 3 lacks the dramatic resonance of its predecessors, as well as a compelling villain and the will to be more ambitious, it's still a funny, well-paced and action-packed follow-up that does a fine job in bringing the series' overall narrative to its possible conclusion in a way that makes it feel like it has now come full circle. Given their less than stellar state at the moment, it's hard to say whether DreamWorks will still make this a 6-film series as planned, but if they decide to call it quits after this one, I would certainly be satisfied. Now to introduce a new 5-rank rating system for the show. Top ranking films get awarded a must-see rating, next one down is highly recommended, while simply recommended served as the middle rank. Films of lesser quality may be deemed a passable watch, or may even end up getting the bottom ranking of skip it. Hopefully I won't have to use those last two very often. So now let's put it to use for the first time. Kung Fu Panda 3 opens in cinemas across the UK on March 11th. And while I was a bit underwhelmed by it, it's still an enjoyable time, and for fans of the series, it comes recommended.
Gotta get in there.
But Master Chief
You're
said...
seriously afraid? Even Master Chicken's going in there, and he's a chicken.